Welcome to the channel, where we dive into fascinating postal history stories. Today we're exploring the remarkable journey of Paul Allman Siple, from his early days as a Boy Scout to his impactful contributions during World War II. Join us as we uncover key moments in his life, including a unique War Department letter connected to his wartime efforts. Okay, let's break the ice. Born in 1908 in Montpelier, Ohio, Paul Siple moved to Erie, Pennsylvania as a child. As a Boy Scout, he earned 60 merit badges, mastering skills from biology to navigation. His fascination with polar exploration began at Sea Scout meetings, where he learned about Captain Robert F. Scott's Antarctic expedition. In 1928, at age 19, Siple was chosen from a nationwide competition as the Eagle Scout for Byrd's first Antarctic expedition from 1928 to 1930. Aboard the City of New York, he worked as a naturalist and dog team driver, collecting specimens for the American Museum of Natural History. He returned as chief biologist for the second Byrd expedition from 1933 to 1935 on the Jacob Rupert, studying Antarctic flora. During the United States Antarctic Service Expedition 1939 to 1941, he led the West Base at the Bay of Whales, overseeing logistics. In 1942, during World War II, Siple was commissioned as a captain in the U.S. Army Quartermaster Corps, based primarily in Washington, D.C. His polar expertise was vital for developing clothing and techniques to protect soldiers in extreme climates, such as Arctic regions like Greenland and Alaska, critical for military strategy. Siple designed cold weather gear, including thermal barrier boots and parkas, and applied techniques like layering and insulation to minimize heat loss, informed by his wind chill research. He held 8 patents relating to clothing and protective devices, reflecting his innovative approach. His work supported the Quartermaster Corps Climate Research Laboratory, where he tested gear under simulated cold conditions. While not tied to specific named operations, his research enhanced military readiness for cold environments, earning him the Legion of Merit. Siple served as scientific advisor for Operation High Jump. Operation ran from 1946 to 47 on the USS Mount Olympus. Yes, conspiracy theorists, that post-World War II operation that some think is involved with secret Nazi bases in New Schwaberland and extraterrestrials. Right, moving on. Later, he was scientific director for Operation Deep Freeze 1 from 1955 to 1956, managing stations like the South Pole. His involvement in all 5 Byrd expeditions earned him the nickname the Boy Scout amongst his peers. So here we have a letter marked July 4th, 1942 on official US War Department stationery. It's been sent from the office of the Special Services Branch in Washington, D.C., and of course addressed to Captain Paul Siple, where he was attached to the Quartermaster General's office, focusing on developing cold weather gear for soldiers. This large format official correspondence is marked in the top right corner with an $800 penalty for private use. Now, it won't probably be a surprise to you, but this was often flouted by soldiers, even crossing out the penalty note and department identification imprint and using the envelope for their own personal mail. I have seen similar penalty covers that date back to the late 19th century, and there is a history, as you would expect, of soldiers using whatever they could to send letters, not just out of thriftiness, but during war sometimes supplies are limited, be that stamps, paper, or envelopes. During World War II, US soldiers faced different mail policies over the course of the war. In fact, before May 6, 1942, soldiers had to pay postage for personal letters using regular US stamps at 3 cents per ounce domestically, or higher rates for international mail, often buying stamps from post exchanges or relying on family to send them. So some soldiers creatively used official military mail, which was free for government business, to try and slip in personal messages when possible. Although this wasn't widespread, so they are a collectible rarity if you find one. This, of course, changed for American forces with the introduction of the public law 77558 on May the 6th, 1942, which introduced free franking, allowing US soldiers to send personal letters from the Army or Navy post offices without postage being marked, needing to be marked on them, and sent free. And all they had to do was attach their name, rank, and unit. So this policy, correctly designed to boost morale, and worked, and it streamlined logistics, making communication easier for troops and their families, especially with the later rise of Vmail, which was a system used during World War II to deliver letters between soldiers and families using a microfilm, which helped save space and weight. All of which is understandable. If you're fighting the Nazis, why can't you at least have free postage? If we turn over the letter, it's quite uneventful. All that there is on the back is a received May 30th, 1942 military receival, CDS. His later achievements included leading the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station in 1956 to 57 and receiving the National Geographic Society's Hubbard Medal. Siple died on November 25th, 1968 at the Army Research Center in Arlington, Virginia. A year earlier, in 1967, the U.S. Advisory Committee on Antarctic Names named an Arctic island Siple Island, which has a dormant shield volcano on a mountain also bearing his name. It lies off the Bakutis coast in Murray Byrd Land, east of Wrigley Gulf along the Getz ice shelf, this being a fitting tribute to such an intrepid explorer. There is also a lot of interest in polar mail from all countries that participated back into the 19th century. It is a fiercely collected field with items from early exhibitions sought by museums and research institutes, not just private collectors. As this channel progresses, I will no doubt show more polar post items from my collection. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more historical stories. See you next time.